You think you keep attracting unavailable people, but you don't. You just tolerate them. And the actual available people, you screen them out. So in this video, I will explain you why and mainly how to break this. The first thing you have to realize is that you thinking that you attract unavailable people is not true. That's not the reality. The real thing that happens is that you tolerate them. The only way they can approach you is because you tolerate them, you let them actually approach you. And in fact, there is actually a lot of available people and nice people that approach you, but those people, you don't let them in. And there is a particular reason for that. The reason is that you're looking for like the spark or like the chemistry or something exciting. And most of the time, someone that is emotionally available and a nice person might be boring. And I said might. I'm not saying that all the time they're boring, but most of the time they will be boring. And what I mean by boring, I'm not saying that you're not gonna do things that are like exciting. I mean that for you, they will not create like a big excitement. Like you will not have like this big spark, this big thing that you feel like, oh, this is the one after the first 1, 2, or 3 dates. That will be something calm, something peaceful, and something that people call boring. So the more you're trying to pursue this spark, this energy, this kind of like firework thing that is like exciting, the more chance you will end up with someone that is emotionally not available, that will create that spark, that thing, you know, because you will be like excited. It's going to be like intense at the beginning, but everything that is intense at some point goes down. And when it goes down, this is where it starts to be, I would say, like bad. This is the moment when you start to realize who is the other person, and that you find out that emotionally they're either not stable or available. So now the question is like, why you're doing this? Like why you actually are attracted with like emotionally unavailable people, but when someone that is available and could be nice for you, you kind of like push them out. This has to do with the pattern you're used to. So this is not the same for everyone, of course, but if you've been used to have to earn love, you know, like that you had to perform, you had to make a lot of effort, like to get love, either from your friend, from your family, or most likely your past relationship, this is what your brain and body will see as the default. So they're like, okay, this is how we get love. We have to do like crazy things to get love from people that we don't even really want love from, you know? It's just that to be able to be loved, we have to do like crazy things, and that's okay if we get just a little bit of love. So this is like the default in your brain. Even though when I'm saying do to this right now, you'll be like, okay, it doesn't make sense. This is how your brain works in that case, which means that when you will meet a new person, you will act the same way. You will be like, okay, I have to do those crazy things and stuff if I want to get love. And then if you meet someone that is available emotionally and that's like simple and, as I said, boring, your brain will be like, well, like this is weird, there is nothing happening, this does not trigger anything inside of you. So because you're not used to that, you're like, okay, this is not how I'm used to it, and you pass out on those people. So this is why this happened. So now how to break this habit, how to break this pattern and to stop chasing the wrong people. Well, now that you know, you know. So the best thing to do is that the next time you're dating someone, as I said, not necessarily chasing for like the excitement, like the spark, because this is not synonym of something that will last long term. And the most important thing you should do is that if you start to date someone that feels, as I said, boring, you should try to date that person longer. Maybe before, after 2 or 3 dates, you will be like, okay, nothing is going out of it. It feels a little bit boring, etc. I will stop there because I don't see it moving forward. Try to date that person a little bit longer. Go into like 1, 2 more dates, continue to talk with that person and see how you feel. This is kind of like everything. When you start to learn something at the beginning, you kind of like bad at it, and this is not great. Like everything that just starts, like the first days, weeks, they are like bad. Like they're bad, you're learning, you're just discovering the stuff. And then starting a point, you're starting to enjoying the things, you're starting to get better at it. This is the same thing for your relationship. When you start to date someone, it will not be perfect at the beginning, it might be boring, it might not be that good, but if you stay long enough to see how it goes after a few weeks. Of course, I'm not telling you to date someone for like a month and years before like deciding you should leave, but just long enough to be like, okay, this could be interesting, and to reach the point you're like, oh, it's actually starting to be nice, to then decide, okay, do we pursue this or do we stop? And I think you might be surprised that the people that you were before, like pushing out and being like, okay, nothing's gonna be interesting with that person, could be the one that will give you most likely the most safe and the better relationship in terms of like, of course, emotions. So the one thing to remember from this video is that emotionally available people are not boring, and boring in the sense that you don't have like excitement at the beginning. You're just chasing people that triggers things that you were used to either in your past relationship with friends, family, or love relationship. So the whole pattern will stop the day you start to realize that you don't have to chase excitement, but you can stay a little bit longer with the boring to see that grow and becoming something that is actually peaceful and sustainable. If this video was somehow helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you soon for another one, and until then, take care and drink your water.